Okay, so as you can see, Larry did a really good job cutting these out, so now it's my job to put a finish on these. And Larry normally uses a spray lacquer like this. Now, the Mohawk brand is kind of hard for us to pick up here in California. So I have about 3 or 4 cans of this, and I generally save the lacquer for my open segment bowls. It's really easy just to spray them and get the lacquer in between the segments. So I actually save this for those. So on the salt and pepper shakers, I'm going to go ahead and finish them the way that I would normally finish a bowl, most of my bowls or most of my closed segment stuff. So let's go ahead and look at that process. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is start out with Mylands sanding sealer. And you can see here that I put on a good sized coat onto that. And I'm going to go ahead and just buff that off with the blue paper towel. And then once that gets buffed off, I'm going to go ahead and add another coat of the Mylands sanding sealer and then buff that off. And I want to get that as clean as possible. This is actually next. The next step is going to be the Axe Abrasive Sanding Paste. And for this, I put a good amount on that and wipe it on and buff it off. And sometimes I'll put 2 coats on, sometimes 1, depending on just how the finish looks. If the sanding sealer did a pretty good job, I probably just use 1 coat most of the time. After that, polish restoring paste from Axe, the Axe polish restoring paste. And I'm going to apply a single coat to that also. Now this is going to give it a pretty good polish. And if you wanted to, you could actually stop right here. But I know that the salt and pepper shakers are going to get a lot of use, so I'm going to add a couple more layers of finish. So for that, I'm going to go to Mylands High Build Friction Polish. And I'm going to add a minimum of 2 coats. So you just apply this onto it. Then I'm going to speed up the spindle on the one that I have it on the center belt, so it goes up to about 1500 RPM. In this case, I know that the salt and pepper shakers are going to get a lot of use, so I'm going to add 3 coats of finish to it. Now for the final step, I'm going to use a marine polish and sealer. And I like to use the marine polish instead of the car polish because the marine polish is set up for UV protection, and generally boats are outside most of the time, salt water, so the polish is a relatively high quality good polish. So it could be any marine polish. And with that, the pepper mills are pretty much done. Now I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same process with the top, with the round turning piece on the top of the pepper mills. Do the exact same process to that and get that all finished up. And now my pepper mills are ready to go. They just need all the parts installed. Okay, so that's how I finished my salt and pepper mills that Larry cut out for me. Now, you know, I like that finish, this whole process that I use. I use this on a lot of my bowls, any closed segment bowls. I like that. It doesn't have the fumes in the air that you get with the lacquer, so that's kind of nice. You can get it done pretty quick. And I think it comes out just as shiny and just as polished as the lacquer finish. Now, how durable is this going to be? I'm not sure because I've never had pepper mills, so I've never had something to use, you know, almost every day. I've had this on this type of finish on some bowls that are on our coffee table that we use all the time. We're moving them out of the way and putting stuff in them. And, you know, they're like 3 years old now and they look really good. So, you know, I think it's durable enough to hold up. I think the polish here adds a nice solid finish. Now, if you wanted to make it perfectly safe for food, then you'd probably stop at the Axe paste because that is food safe. I think this is I think this might be food safe once it's dry. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. I'm not sure about that. But I think that, you know, the inside doesn't have anything there and it's coming out of the bottom. I don't think you have anything to worry about any of this finish that is on. Even if you use lacquer, I don't think you have to worry about any of the finish that's on pepper mills. So recap, you know, Larry did a great job. I mean, he's just fantastic how quickly he can do this. I like the shape of these pepper mills here. Pepper and salt mills, I like the shape of them. I made a few mistakes on my glue up, not doing pepper mills before. I misunderstood them. I thought that we needed closed pieces all the way down so that he could drill it out. I didn't know that we had a drill hole going all the way through. As a result, when you close up all of these pieces, when you have 24 of them like this, or 16 I should say, like this, you end up getting a little gap if you have them all touching in the center. And so all these gaps I filled in with resin here, and you saw us do that in that process. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather have them tight. The next ones that I do, I'm going to have a little bit of an opening because I know now that we have a drill that goes all the way through. So I'm going to have a little bit of an opening so everything will be nice and tight on all of this. And other than that, I had the lengths incorrect. He adds these nice 2 little beads down there, which I really like, and recesses this a little bit so that when you set it down, it's not touching the table. And I do like that on there, but I made mine a little bit too short. It wasn't so bad. This one worked out. We had enough length on this one, but this particular one, we had to add some wood down here. So it changed up the design a little bit, but you know, in turning, we always change the design. So I'm very happy with the way that both these come out. So anyway, I'm going to show you the pictures here at the end, close-ups of them. Hopefully you enjoy that. If you do enjoy the video, please do give it a like and subscribe. That helps out the channel a lot. And any comments you have, please leave them below. I will be doing 4 mini salt and pepper shakers before I attempt mine, just to get a little bit of a feel of the way that they go. But I'm sure that I will take a lot longer than Larry took cutting out his. So I'm sure I'm going to take a lot longer. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next one.